I'd like us to look at the first meta skill in the book. So I would like, can everybody kindly go to page 12 of your learner guide? Let us look at the first meta skill, which speaks about understanding, and let's unpack and see when it speaks about understanding, what is the essence and what does good look like when we speak of understanding. So page 12 of your learner guide, let's go through the essence. The essence of understanding is about delaying judgment, opening up your sense of curiosity and finding out what else is at play. It may not be immediately obvious in any situation, but it's about looking and inquiring deeper, particularly on how customers and the team and the business are being impacted and what they need. So, Lerato, when we speak about delaying judgment, when we speak about opening up your sense of curiosity, it's there. When we speak about some of the things may not, you need to inquire deeper because they might not be available or at most obvious. What are we talking about when when you think about it? So, absolutely, it's about understanding, it's about delaying your judgment. So, if somebody comes to you today and says, I need 10,000, okay, you need 10,000. I acknowledge, but maybe let's unpack. Is there something that you are going through for you to require the 10,000 Rand? And why do you think it would be beneficial for you to have the 10,000 Rand? Um, who is going to benefit? So what am I doing? I'm inquiring further to find out whether the 10,000 is genuinely the need or is there something else? Because you may find that actually the person doesn't need the 10,000. They just need for the request to be delayed so that it is aligned to the salary date. So by Saturday that they receive then their salary and they are able to make payment. So do you get what I'm saying? It's about not just saying, okay, you need 10,000, I don't have 10,000, or oh, here's 10,000. But let's understand what is the need and why is it important that you have the 10,000 Rand? How are you going to pay the cost back? Because we need to be clear about where is it that we are going. Remember, we are setting a standard of you getting that 10,000 Rand, and therefore we need to be clear. And that's just an example. Thank you, team. So maybe let's go look at what good looks like when we speak about that understanding meta skill of you inquiring deeper and delaying your conclusion and judgments. Let's look at that. It says here, when a leader is investing the correct amount of time and discipline to understand their environment, customers, and their team, and the business, you'll see the following things happen. Number one, lots of informal conversations with the team members exploring their perspectives and ideas. So, lots of team meetings to share discoveries and experience. Team members will be very engaged and will be contributing a lot. Get that? So, in all interactions, the leader will invest quite a bit of time listening to others. Maybe if I were to put you on the spot with your manager, does your manager listen to you? Think about it. So it says in one-on-ones, you'll see the team member engaged and offering a lot of own thinking. You'll see leader investing their time to understand the story that their IMS personnel or IMS information is telling them. So even when reports come through from the MIS team, how do we interpret it so that we have the most accurate interpretation of the report? And what's working and what isn't, and how it's affecting performance. Always looking for clues about what could be causing what's not working. So, and I'm glad that we have the MIS team here with their manager. It is so important that reports that we are receiving from you guys as MI is very accurate, because we don't want a case where a head is presenting something and it's inaccurate. Do you get what I'm saying? So it is important that we inquire. We look out for things. How is it gelling? How does report number 1 speak to report number 2? That is important for you as leaders. So, are you ready to unpack that meta skill and see how does it play out in its practicality, just to make sure that we land the understanding? I want everyone to go on page 13, between page 13 to 18 of your learner guides. I want us to look at one small exercise. And here on the board, as you can see here, I've got level 1, level 2, and level 3. What I've written down there, I want you to take note, the first level. And I'm going to write here words. I want you to take note of what I've just whispered in Lerato's ear. I want Lerato to take it to Tabo, to Rachel, and to end by you there. Yes. So I want you to tell Lerato. And I want you, Lerato, to tell Rachel. And then Rachel, you tell the last person. Notice something. And through this whispering, what is it that you notice? Can you share with the team, what is it that you heard from what I've just shared with Tam? And Tabo, you tell me, is it what I told you? Exactly. So, levels of understanding. When something is said, it does not necessarily mean that everybody will understand it in the same way. So, do you guys see how we make up a story from what we think in our own heads based on what people say? So, with everything that they tell you, you tend to formulate even your own and add. And with the simple story that has happened to me, look at the fact that they made a conclusion that I was sad. And here I am. There's a lot that could have happened, but with what I told you, you guys have concluded and made up. In actual fact, you've drawn up the whole story for yourself. So, do you see how things can change just based on your level of understanding? And how is it that you were supposed, you open your ears to listen more and deeper? So, how is the looking at the body language also? Tell me about. Mm-hmm. And now there's a third level. Yes, absolutely. There's a third level where you not only add words, language, but you also have intuition that then plays a role in order for you to expand and deepen your thinking. Let's have a second exercise. I want you guys to go into pairs. There's what, 2, 4, 6, 10 of you, yes. So I would like for you to go into pairs, and with you going into pairs, I'd like for person 1 to confirm who's person 1 and who's person 2. So you tend to just choose who's person 1, who's person 2. Thank you. So I want all the number 1s because you're facing the board itself and you're facing me. I want the number 1s to write down something about what is it that they'd like to achieve. We are now in month 1. What is it that you'd like to achieve in the next quarter? So you can write it down. And with this, when you're presenting, I am going to time you and make sure that we stop at 1 minute. So you need to tell us, how is it? Okay. So let's maybe bite size. In 1 minute, tell me, let's start in that corner. What is it that you'd like to achieve? Okay. So, with that being said, I want the number 2s to take those questions that I shared with you earlier, and I want you to then ask those questions and ask the person whom has shared with you what is it that they'd like to achieve. I want you to ask, why is it so important to them? Let's look at those questions. And number 1s, please be as honest as possible, because for the understanding meta skill to land, you need to make sure that you give the utmost worthy answer that you feel why is it important that you need to reach that goal, right? And for now, because it's an example, there are things that you really want to achieve individually at home. Maybe it's building a house, maybe it's buying of a new car. Let's be practical. So, and remember, guys, ask the relevant questions. When you are asking, be genuine, because you want the question to land with the person. So after 1 minute, guys, we're gonna stop. Okay, so now I want the number 2s to give feedback. What is it that you have noticed with the individual? And remember, looking at the board, you're going to look at these 3 things. You're going to be looking at words, which is the first level. We're going to be looking at the body language, words and body language, which is the second level. And then ultimately, we're going to be looking at words, body language, as well as intuition. Because when you are observing this person share with you, some of them, I was looking at Lerato, she was lightening up. And with her lightening up, it means she's really, really wanting to get this goal. I don't know at what point, because you started lightening, I don't know what question Tabo asked you, but you started, the smile gave it to me that you are working on it, and you have some sort of plan. But with the questions that they've asked you, it has brought some level of body language that you've showing to us. So I would like the number twos to give feedback. And once you are done, thank you so much. We now are going to exchange. I want you really guys to be genuine for this example to land. And I mean really land. Because it is the understanding of us knowing what exactly you are, that then the questions will make sense to you. So now that we are at the end of the meta skill, I would like to hear from maybe 4 of you. What did you learn? Maybe let me start with the number ones that were at first number one, the first speakers. What did you learn about understanding what people are really saying? How long do you think you spent telling your story? Who told their partner more than they originally intended to? Yes. And then who understands your relationship with the thing you were talking about better after being listened to? Do you notice how you now look at your colleague now differently when you are clear and you know what is it that they are trying to fight for or achieve as a goal? And maybe I would like to ask the whole class, and we'll go through the whole room. How can you use this in your leadership? Because you guys are from different areas, I'd really love to hear. How can you use this in your leadership where you are right now? Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. So, sitting down, and this is now about you. Maybe let's twist it a bit. What would happen if we did this to each and every customer? Wanting to go to them and being clear to them and making sure that we understand what their need is. How do you think that would be? Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being genuine, and that's the end of our understanding meta skill. Well done.